Alright guys, welcome to episode 7 right now. It is going to be the retest and the chotch. This is where it gets a tiny bit harder, especially the chotch part, but I'm sure with practice you will get it. So I hope you guys have done the homework and stuff of basically spotting out the daily bias and then marking out your high or low, whatever it may be. And that was pretty much it where I left it off from the last video. But essentially, listen, the next step is let's just go over some sort of trade. So we can go over today's one. Today I got break even, which just means not a profit nor a loss because that's how price played out essentially. So look, let's start off on the daily, right? The daily. So we can what can we see? The past three candles are bullish because look, one, two, three. So this is bullish because it rejected to the upside, and then the second candle, very nice and bullish pump, and the third candle topped it off very nicely, big bullish engulfing candle. Okay, so then we go down to the hourly. We mark out all of our highs that we are anticipating to get broken. So we mark out this one, and this one was pretty much it. There was these other ones, but that's later on. So it was just this, to be honest, this high right here. So then what do? We wait for the break. So the break, we just wait for a body close above it on the 15 minute, and then all we do from there is literally on the 5 minute we wait for a retest. So retest is literally when so you see how price breaks it, right? So it breaks it, it closes above. All we want now is it for it to come down back into the level, because remember I said break and retest. So it's in the name essentially. So it breaks on the 15 minute, okay, and then we want it to retest back into the zone. So we want it to come back and touch the red line, which it does right here. Okay, let me just give you some more examples. So let's just go to the hourly. Let's mark out a bunch of highs. Okay, so we can start from the bottom. So there's a high right here. There's a high right here. There's a high right there. There's you guys should be good at this by now. There's a high right there, and there's a high here, and there is a high here. Okay, let's start. Let's go to the 15 minute and let's see if it. I mean, we know it gets broken because it just goes up. So let's just wait for retest. So let's start from here. So this is the high that we drew out, yeah? Okay. And then let's just say, I know it did, but let's just say it broke above and it broke on the 15 minute. It body closed on the 15 minute, okay, over here. So at this point in time, I want it to retest my zone, okay? Because without a retest, you can't really get the trade, okay? So it breaks above right here, closes above. Now I want it to come back into the zone. So that's exactly what it does. It comes down into the zone. Do you see that? This example is not that clean because price is very choppy and consolidated, so we probably don't even want to be trading this anyway. Let's go to this example. So over here, here's our high that we marked out on the hourly. We wait for a 15 minute break. So on the 15 minute, this is where the break happens. It closes above here, so we're good to go from there. But we need to wait for a retest at this point of time. So we're waiting for price. We just wait over here until price comes back into the zone. Okay? Because look, it breaks here and then it messes around for a bit, but we want it to come down back into the zone. So it comes here. Okay? So now at this point in time, we can go on to the next stage. But anyway, let's just carry on with this retest stage, just so you guys can understand what it is. This is the next example. So over here we draw our key level, okay, on the hourly, and then we wait for it to get broken. Here it gets broken on the 15 minute, okay, it gets broken right here, but we can't trade nothing at that point, right? We want it to retest, we want it to come back into the zone. So what do? We wait for it to come we wait all this time for it to come back into the zone. So that's exactly what it does. It comes back into the zone. We don't trade it here on the break. We wait for it to do a retest. This is the retest. Look, it breaks here. Remember, on the 15 minute, it breaks here. I don't know why I ain't drawing. Doesn't matter. I don't need to use it anyway. So it breaks here, but we wait for it to retest. So it comes all the way back and then touches the zone again, touches our key level again after it breaks. Okay, so you wait for the break and then you wait for the retest for it to come back in. A few more examples, but I want you guys to also practice this and see it for yourself. So look, let me just delete this. So look, over here, here's our hourly high, okay? And then over here it breaks on the 15 minute. So on the 15 minute, if I check, it would show a body close above, so that's good to go. But we need to wait for a retest. So what's a retest? A retest is when it comes back to the zone. When it comes back to the zone and touches it, okay? So we wait all this time, Where does it touch it? Over here. Here it touches it again, so here we're good to trade. This example I literally went over today. And let me just do a drew out example for you guys. Well, actually, I'll show you some bearish examples first. So I'm going to mark out some lows for you guys. Here are the lows. Here are the lows. Okay, anyway. So look at this. What do we do here? We break below our zone. We body close below it on the 15 minute. But we don't want to trade it yet. We want it to retest the zone, okay? So it can retest it on the 5 minute, 15 minute, whatever. So it just needs to come back to the zone after the break. So after the break, you wait for it to you wait for a retest into the zone. So we wait. Look, it goes all the way down and then comes all the way back up. Retests our zone. It comes back here. It comes back to our key level after the break. That's what we need. This is the retest. Okay. Over here, let's see. So we see a break on the 15 minute over here of our key level, okay? We see a break right here of our key level. The break is right there, but we need a retest of the zone. So it comes all the way down, and then comes back up and touches our key level, our zone. So this is where we can start to look for trades, okay? Still not finished, still all of the steps aren't completed. Let me just do a drew out example for you guys. Okay, so at least we know that's working. So let me go over here. So look, remember we start on the daily, okay? We wait for 3 consecutive bullish candles. We're going to pretend these are bullish candles, yeah? So now we know that this is our daily bias, okay? This is our daily bias, and we know that we're looking for longs. So at this point of time, right, we're going to mark out all of our highs, okay? We're going to mark out all of our highs because we're looking for longs. Remember, I said mark out the highs when you're looking for longs. So look, this is one high. This is another high. This is on the hourly time frame, by the way. Okay. All of these are our highs. And then now all we do, we go to the 15 minute and we wait for a break. Remember, this is not our break. Hold on, let me just draw a little. This is not a break because our body didn't close. Because our body didn't close above it. But if it did this, where our body closed above it, yeah, then that's fine. That's fine. That's a valid break. But then after our break, what do we need? We need a retest. We need for price to come back down. Okay, so I'm gonna draw this out in a line format. So look, it breaks. Pretend this is a break. So it breaks, body close above. But what do we need? We need a retest. Is this a retest? No, it's not because it hasn't touched it. Is this a retest? No, because it hasn't touched it yet. This is a retest because it has touched our zone again. Because it's touched it again. So look, we're going to do another one. So it comes up here. It breaks. It breaks. It breaks. It breaks. It comes down a little bit. But that's not a retest yet because it hasn't touched our zone. And then it just continues going. So that's not valid. We need a break and then a retest. A retest is when it touches the zone again. I hope you guys can see that. So it touches the zone again. And now we're good to go from there. We can move on to the next step. But make sure you guys practice that. I think instead of doing Choch as well, which is the next step, I'll leave that for the next session. I want you guys to practice this because this is very important to master as well. The retest, to actually spot it. Just spot it in the market and get better at it. And yeah, with that said, I hope that was beneficial to you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe or whatnot. And the link in description for the Discord. And yeah, guys, see you.